What's going on, people? Yes, it's been a little while. It's been so busy, man. Football season's back. So even Bob's Tab I'm doing it less of because football season's my bread and butter basically, and that we have to sort out things for the matches, for the teams. We have to get a new stadium, sponsorship deals. So it's been so busy. But anyway, today I want to touch on religion in prison and also festive periods in jail. So there was a big boom in about, I think 2005, around 2005, a lot of brothers were turning Muslim. And it started, I think, mostly started in southwest London. I want to say the Lambeth and Wandsworth area. Don't quote me on that. I can't be 100% certain. But it happened in that area there. And for me, from the outside looking in, I never sort of I guess I was quite naive in understanding that black people were Muslims. I remember even in school, there was a guy in my primary school, and he was Nigerian. And at that time, I didn't know that. I remember people used to try to take the mickey at him sometimes as well, with the fact that he was Muslim. But you didn't really see it as a thing that black people were. That was naive. Looking now, there's a lot of African countries which are, of course, predominantly or half populated in terms of Muslim. But in London per se, there wasn't sort of a movement for, say, just the Caribbean lot and anyone that wasn't sort of even Congolese people. A lot of them were turning Muslim. So it was like a new thing. And I'm not sure how about it started, but I guess it was an awakening for some people. Some people went to sort of seminars and people spoke to them and they listened and took that into account. Like, you know what? Yeah, this religion sounds like the perfect one for me to be part of. Maybe I was a Christian, maybe I was an atheist, but this is the path I want to set upon. So I didn't really know there was this rise of it, really. Like, I heard a couple of people turning Muslim. So when I was actually in jail now, firstly in Feltham, I was telling people, yeah, mum is Muslim, I didn't quite understand it. Like I said, like, I was, 18, 19, I didn't quite understand it. Then everyone's saying, yeah, but you should follow the deen, And to be fair, I used to have debates. I used to have a lot of debates with people in jail. I love debating. And it always used to be about sort of religion, because I was also raised Christian and I knew a bit of my Bible that I could sort of counteract arguments and so on. And it wasn't until I reached adult establishment, which I saw, sorry man, apologies for that. Bloody hay fever, man. I swear hay fever season's gone. Sorry about that, people. So yeah, hang on. Let's sneeze, yeah, so it wasn't when I went really into adult establishment and I realised that, right, there's a whole group of black men who are now Muslim. And what I loved about Muslims in prison, there was almost sort of a brotherhood. The Christians wasn't so much of a brotherhood. The Christians just like, yeah, man, them go to church and they go to link up. But the Muslims, like, whereas the Muslims will get into a cell and they'll get their brothers into the cell and they'll talk about religion and debate and try to encourage. With the Christians, we didn't do so much of that. But I did like that about the how the Muslims got together and brought them together and went into cells and I don't think they're allowed to do that no more, because now they're trying to say, oh, someone's trying to radicalize it and so on. But what I did realize though was that a lot of people were coming to jail and were turning into Muslims, or they say reverting back into Islam without even having the knowledge. And for many, they was there strictly for the deen. They listened, they received, and they're changing that. But for a few others, it was more so of, you know what, that's what the man them are doing. I'm gonna do that, cool. I'm gonna do that too. Because it's almost like a protection ring. Like, if you touch a Muslim, it's peak for you in jail. Well, my area, that's how it was. It wasn't a thing about you. And I think I've spoken about the brother in Manchester who, me and him had all been cool. And me and Muslim brother would get into it, and he told me I have to back my brother because even though they were not close. So I started seeing as like, right, people just going into the religion to when you go to jail for protection, because there'll be some people like, I'm Muslim, and they'll never follow the deen. Same as Christians. Don't get me wrong. There's some people who are saying that, oh yeah, I'm a Christian in jail, and not doing anything saintly, anything Christian like. More time people are going to church to go and pass their parcels and change things and pass a message and so on, or go and get it cracking. So it's not just saying Muslims, also Christians. But what was so much more different in regards to Muslims was that there's almost like you can't touch any of us, even if that person was in the wrong. So when I went to Belmarsh, I saw it a lot. And it was a thing that where there was one guy from Peckham, my guy, yeah. I hadn't really known him on road like that. I hadn't really known him on road like that. I didn't know who he was until afterwards. But obviously I heard the name, but I didn't know that was him. So I remember I was in the gym one time in Belmarsh, and there's one next brother who's serving life in jail. And me and my cousin, we just finished football in Belmarsh. So we've gone into the, we've gone into the change rooms to get changed after football. And the guy sitting next to me, and then next Muslim brother who's serving life in prison came just banged him in the mouth and tried to start fighting him. People tried to stop it, and the brother from Pickled like, bro, I'm not on that. Obviously, he was known as a shooter on road, innit? But so in jail, it's a different thing. But I hadn't really known him at the time, so I was like, right, what's going on? So me and my cousin are new to Belmarsh. We're like, whoa, what's going on? What's that about? But of course, that hit was put out by someone else from Peckham in regards to outside beef, but also because they're Muslims, because they're Muslim, and their family sort of thing is that they wouldn't have done that without even having an issue with a guy. And that's what I didn't really rate about it, is the fact that people go and do things to other people, even though it had, and they'll use the tone of religion to sort of support the cause of why they go and do that. And I saw it in jail. You get into a madness with a Muslim, and more of them will try to go and they'll go and get someone else, and next thing you got people at your door like, yo, you can't chat to my man. And some people use that as a tool. Some people use that as a tool to say, you know what, bro, yeah, I have no excuse. I now have excuse to go and do what I want because I know in prison that I'm gonna get backed. So you get some sneaky people who start going on this bad boy tip that they're gonna go and do a madness just because they know that, yeah, they've got the covering. So that's one thing. Like, Islam is a beautiful religion. If you follow the practices of Islam, it's a beautiful religion. But that's the part of it in prison that I didn't really appreciate, when people turn on other people or use the religion to sort of defend people who shouldn't have been defended. If two people got an issue, religion shouldn't be the fault. The religion should be worked to create peace out of it, not to say, you know what, if you touch my man, we're onto you, or because you touch my man, we're onto you now. That's what I didn't like about it. And also, like, with Christians, a lot of it is hypocrisy as well. Like, people began to try. I remember me and my guy Jelly, we used to go Bible studies when I was in Rye Hill Prison. We used to go Bible study all the time. That's why I love a hymn. I tell people I love a hymn, you know. That's what I'm always saying. Like, I love hymns, yeah. But even my faith in sort of religion as per se is not that strong. I believe there's a higher power. I believe in a God. But in regards to religion itself, I think it causes too much division. But again, each their own. I don't disrespect anyone's religion. But even when we were going to church every single week, we'll still go back on a wing, keeping up with madnesses, running the bookies and selling this and selling that. So even in normal society, none of us are perfect. We all want to be this and do that, but we're all not perfect. So it's a thing that where I've clocked that in prison is that sometimes in people used becoming, and what is, people are scared as well. So when they get into jail, they really told, you know what, if you become Islam, if you become Muslim, you'll be protected. And I think that should be looked at as well, because you might be protecting the wrong person who's just using the religion basically to get away and to, you know what I'm saying? And then the part of it as well is that touching like Christmas in jail. Christmas in jail is the most depressing day. One of the most depressing days. Imagine, like, you just know all your family, because that's the one time in the year all the family get together, right? So you're in prison, on Christmas Day, and you know that everyone's cooking the food, they cook you some dead food as well, and the whole day. What normally happens, people start making alcohol hooch a couple of days before, but the officers start doing their sweeps. They start doing their sweeps everywhere. I remember because I was going home when I was in Right Hill. I was going home, yeah, and everyone stored all the hooch in my cell because they knew like, oh, if I get caught, it don't matter. I can go home. I was set to go home on the 9th of January at the beginning, so everyone was keeping all the hooch in my cell. So I remember they saying, oh, we're going to search cells. I'm thinking, bloody hell. So I ran in from my cell, got the hooch, threw it all over the floor. So there's no evidence. They couldn't nick me for anything because the hooch on the floor. What are you going to do? Start taking samples from the, what do you call it? So they couldn't say, I say, what? It was just orange juice. But people make alcohol basically to keep themselves merry during the times of Christmas. Some people are alcoholics. They want to try and make hooch every single day. But it's not always like that. But Christmas in prison is depressing, proper depressing. You try to keep up your spirit. You might go to church. You might go to mass. I told you about that other brother who had the similar surname as me, Kasongo, who got burnt on Christmas Day. He went to, this was in the HMP ISIS. Someone robbed his phone. He went and burnt someone with a kettle. Went to Christmas mass like everything was normal. Came back to the cell there. They napped him, basically burnt him a couple of times. So I say this to say this. There's always a message in it, yeah? Is that stay out of prison. Whatever religion you want to believe in, go forth and believe in that religion. But don't use that religion, whatever Buddhist, Sikh, don't use that religion in order to defend people who are in the wrong, or defend people who are starting trouble or starting issues because they know they're going to get some form of protection. But like I said, when you listen to the principles of Islam, it's a beautiful religion. And one of the things I love about Islam is the praying 5 days. Because think about it. If you're praying 5 days, let's say 5 times in a day. If you're praying 5 times in a day, that means if you're thinking about badness, you think, oh, damn, I need to pray soon, so I can't do that badness. And then when you've done your prayer, you should feel refreshed. And then a couple hours later, that badness might kick in. Oh no, I need to pray. So I say not even 5 times. We should pray 10 times a day if that will help stop us of having certain thoughts. But just wanted to touch on that because people have been giving me requests on what I should talk about and so on. But yeah, religion in prison is a techie one still, because more times there's not like this. I hear this people say, oh, do people bully people because of their religion? Nah, no one bullies people because of their religion, but a lot of people use religion to either seek protection or to defend people who shouldn't be defending for because they're in the wrong, and they use that religion to help themselves basically. So yeah, I just wanted to touch on that, and I hope you guys are all having a blessed Sunday.